Hi, and welcome to the Crit Hit Wild podcast, where we cover all things Marvel Crisis Protocol, and we do a new character every week. This week, we're going to be talking about Black Panther, Chosen of Bast. And I'm your host, Fred.
I'm Brad.
And I'm Steven.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? How are you doing today, Brad?
I'm doing pretty good.
How are you doing today, Steven?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I've had a rough morning so far. My dishwasher decided that it was time to back up quite badly. And that's been what I've been dealing with all morning. I've got a flooded kitchen. Oh, and we are joined now by Brandon. Hey, Brandon, how are you doing? Oh, I may have spoken too soon. Oh, well.
I am here. I'm sorry. I had my mic. I didn't know you were gonna catch me so soon. I was ill prepared. I'm sorry.
Wait, I'll tell you right now, we are less than 30 seconds into the beginning of this podcast,
Oh,
so
okay.
your timing was perfect.
Yeah, I got stuck talking to Borka at the shop. So.
No problem. Speaking of which, we just 3 out of 4 of us just attended a tournament for Star Wars Unlimited, a tournament which I believe that Brad won. Is that correct, Brad?
I did. The box was terrible.
I'm glad.
I know for a fact that's not true. You were just saying some of the cards that you got in there.
I mean, I got okay
They were pretty good
stuff. I didn't get a showcase. I didn't get a Vader.
Oh well.
Did you get stuff you can trade though? Got some trade fodder now.
I've got a Hyperspace Avenger.
Pretty good. It's a good $10 investment.
That's
Oh,
a
wow.
$44 card.
Well, let's not get too in the weeds of this game that we're not here to talk about today. Let's instead start talking about some tournaments that are coming up shortly. Coming up on June the 15th, later this month, there's going to be a tournament in South Charleston at Lost Legion Games and Comics. That is our local store. I should say mine, Brad's, and Brandon's. Come on down if you're in the area or if you want to have some fun, and it'll be a good time. It'll just be there's nothing special about this tournament. It's just going to be a pretty low-key affair. But it'll be a good time no matter what happens.
I
Coming
am
up-
accidentally off on the 15th. That works really well for me.
Hey,
'Cause
I expect you to show up.
I thought this was going to be on the 22nd, so
That would be the fourth
It's on-
Saturday.
yeah. Well, until just now, I didn't realize there were 5 Saturdays.
Yeah, there are 5 Saturdays.
So this works out wonderfully for me.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I look forward to playing MCP against you for the first time in a while.
Yeah, because I got super screwed because I had my schedule arranged to where it aligned up where I could attend Vampire and like lunch on Saturdays, and now I will only ever be getting a Vampire like super late. So
Oh yeah, because we swapped Vampire as
'Cause
well.
swapped weeks on me.
Well,
Yeah,
only
sorry about that.
only the first one this month. The second one will be at normal time. At a normal time.
Are they skipping a week?
Yeah.
I thought it's so. It's not next week either.
No, it is next week and then 3 weeks later.
Oh, we are off topic.
Oh,
Let's
God.
go back to the tournaments that we're here to talk about. Coming up even later in June, on the 29th, there is a tournament at Sweets and Geeks in Medina, Ohio. That is going to be a team tournament. And then also, I believe, on Saturday, the 29th of June, is a tournament at Fabricators Forge in Pittsburgh. So head on over to either one of those. They are... it's going to be a busy day, I think. June the 29th. Then coming up later in July is CharCon, and there's going to be a tournament at CharCon on the 13th of July. And then on the 20th is the next BECC tournament, and that is going to be in Columbus at the Guard Tower West. I will be attending. I hope to see a lot of people there. I think that it is completely sold out. So,
There is a wait list, and he's trying to get more room, though. So if you have not signed up but you want to go, get on the wait list so that he can go to them and be like, hey, these many more people want to come.
Yeah.
Brandon.
And
I'm already on the wait list. Shut up.
Okay.
and then coming up on August 2nd, on Friday, August 2nd, is the beginning of the Salt Lake Open Expo. And there will be a grand tournament taking place there. I believe that they have 32 people signed up, or more than that. That's
I
the cutoff.
I don't know how many people are signed up. I know that they were told that they can be a grand tournament.
Yes.
It's
Yep.
$50. You
So
also get in the Friday gymnastics event with that, and you get con access for those 2 days.
yeah, it sounds like it'd be a really fun time. If you are in the western part of the United States, you should head on over to Salt Lake City. And that's it for the tournaments that are coming up that I'm aware of. I think that we should talk about games that we've played recently. Uh, I'll go first. I played a game against Brad on Thursday,
That can't
and
that can't be possible because I'm
and
retired.
well, he got his vengeance against me in this game. This game went very, very poorly for me. I was playing all four of the new spider foes. We were playing at 18 points, uh, which was technically not possible with the scenarios that we picked, but Brad said that it was fine, that we could play 18 points, so I could play all four of the new spider foes and Doc Ock. And what basically happened is Brad housed me the entire game. Brad, you were playing Weapon X,
I
correct?
was playing Weapon X. I forgot I was playing Weapon X. I
Yeah.
played Logan, who was my leader, and the person who played the dossier. X-23, Rhino, Sabretooth. Is that it? Did I have another model?
Deadpool.
I had Deadpool. Deadpool was relevant.
Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't get anything done. And Brad destroyed me. I would say like Sandman did fine. He did fine. It wasn't like a blowout performance from Sandman. Electro did very well. I
Electro was
think
amazing.
yeah, Electro is great. And then Vulture died and Shocker died. That's basically how that went. That was the first game that I played. Hey, Steven, do you have a game that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I had two games. I also played Spider Foes this week. Um, Played against Robbie on Thursday night. He was running Hellfire Club. Uh, we had our first game. I was doing Skulls and Riots. And I had Doc Ock, Claw, Rhino, Sandman, and Lizard. And Sandman clogged up the middle very well. Claw and Doc picked on. He was running Ben Riley and Gwenham also in his list because he wanted to try the new models out. But they got the better of people, and I went up. It was 3-2, I believe, in our first round, and then I went up like 10-3, and then we decided to call it. And so we played a second game, and in this game, it was Intrusions and Legacy Virus, and I played Doc, Shocker, Craven, Bullseye, Venom, and Mysterio, which is completely different roster except for Doc. And he ran Emma and Shadow King with Nightcrawler, Gwenham, and Nebula. He uses Nebula to give Emma power because then at the beginning of her turn, she heals one because she can't interact with the objective scope. So that was a nice little trick. But Mysterio and Venom went to the middle against Shadow King and Emma Frost, and Mysterio was far and away the best thing because he got off the Grand Illusion. He was moving everybody. It was And getting off the Grand Illusion in turn 3 meant that nobody wanted to come to the middle intrusion, obviously, to attack them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then Venom was just using his Venom stuff to aggravate Shadow King and Emma in the middle. So Shocker actually did pretty well. He actually dazed Nightcrawler, and he was causing problems. They went into Craven. He went into Craven pretty hard because he doesn't like Craven when Craven goes off. So that was understandable. And then Doc and Bullseye were facing off against Gwenom. So, but this game got out of hand too. So I believe we were tied after the first round, and then I scored all 6 points in the next round. So we kind of called it there. So, well, I think we were tied for the first 2 rounds, is what I should say, and then I scored all the points in the next round. So
Spider foes tend to do that. Spider foes have a lot of scenario play.
Yeah, I still don't have Electro or Volta painted, so they haven't hit the table just yet. But I have to get them ready because I am planning on going to Sweets and Geeks for the team tournament. And teaming up with somebody who's very new, but he likes Web Warriors or Spider Foes. So we'll figure out what team we want to do with that. So okay. I'm trying to lean in towards Spider Foes. But yeah, I take Claw specifically for Demons Downtown, and also if I'm facing things like Ultron or CGR, those types of models, because he can put a little dent in their game plan, which is nice.
Yeah. What is it that he can easily toss out stun or
stun? But he's immune to incinerate, bleed, poison,
right?
Which is kind of big. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's the same reason people run Bill, right? So
yeah,
I just think Claw punches a little bit harder. So
that's fair. All right. Well, my second game, I played another game with the Spider Foes. I played against Borka. Borka was playing Shield. This game was very, very close, but Borka did end up pulling out the win in the end, and I found out that I was cheating with Sandman. In a way that was very relevant in this game, and that was that I was putting out my sand constructs within range 3 instead of range 2, which is a huge buff. Like it's a kind of cheat that if this were a tournament that we were playing in, I would scoop. It would just to ethically let my or I would intentionally like move all my guys to the edge of the board or something and let my opponent win because it was very relevant in this game. I got Sandman all over the place and I was doing it illegally. But I really like Sandman did okay in this game. He again did okay. Again, Electro did a lot better than Sandman did.
Sandman's sole purpose is to clog up the middle. So if there's no middle to clog, then he's kind of pointless on that scenario.
Right. Yeah. And that's basically what the case was. He did. I mean, aside from the fact that I was cheating with him, he did do a lot of damage with his his.
Did you punch somebody's ticket?
I did punch somebody's ticket. It feels really good to punch the ticket. I mean, they can be up to 12 dice, which is a pretty solid die attack roll.
Yeah, and even if his grunts get a little bit of damage in, that gives him power and it moves somebody. It's too good.
Yeah. I just need to figure him out. I need to figure out exactly how to use him correctly. And the way to do that is to keep playing him, so I'm going to continue. Okay. Brandon, do you have any games that you want to talk about before I move on to Brad?
No. Thank you for asking.
Brad, do you have a second game you want to talk about?
I have 3 games total.
Okay.
Why
don't you say your second and third?
Okay, so I played against Aaron, or as the listeners know him, Large Richard. And he played Steve, First Avenger. and we played 18. I played the exact same list of Weapon X. He played Steve and some people. This game was really swingy. He like dazed a couple characters of mine early, and then I dazed a bunch of his characters later, and the later mattered. Neither one of us was rolling very good defense dice. We were both rolling pretty good offense dice, but it swung my way when it needed to, and I won the game. It was much closer than Fred and I's game that ended up 23-7. This one was like, I don't know, it was like 17-15 or something. I don't remember.
I do believe Aaron told me it was 17-15, so that makes sense.
That seems right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, and then I had another game you wanted me to talk about. I played Josh Borka, and he was playing Shield with Nick Fury. Oh, yeah, I remember what happened in this game. He played Nick Fury, Black Cat, Hawkeye, War Machine, because this was 17 points, and that might be it. I don't know. I wasn't adding. And I played the same list, except I changed Sabretooth into Domino. And he got extracts and then backed up into his, like, it would be his left corner on his side. So he had one secure and all but one of the extracts. And it was cubes, so he had 4 extracts. And I had 3 secures and 1 extract. And I couldn't move off the secures on my left, his right, to chase down his guys with Logan and Deadpool, or I would be giving up points and I would not end up winning. And so it was Domino, Rhino, and X-23 versus his whole team. And I still kind of almost got there, but he was scoring points too fast. It didn't help that on one turn, I just needed to do one damage. Oh, he had Black Widow, the new Black Widow as well. Took 2 swings into Black Widow, just needing to do 1 damage and gain 1 power, so that I could Rhinobery her. And I just whiffed both times. So,
I mean, that happens sometimes.
Rhino's not out there trying to be an attacker.
yeah, I just needed 1. Just 1, though.
Yeah, I never get damaged through with Rhino, so it's hard for me to like. I just use Rhino's attacks to place them.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
know.
Rhino can do some work. He can get a 7 dice attack off if he stampedes. But you're right. He's definitely not a hitter. Like, he's not someone who's going to go out and do damage. But, okay. It sounds like, I mean, that's playing against Borka. Borka's a hell of a player. And he can make it so all your choices are less than ideal choices. All right, let's move on. Those are the games that we've played recently. Hey, Brandon, I'm going to ask you later, if you want to think about it, about what your take is on Silver Sable.
I
And-
did listen to that on my drive.
Okay.
So I don't remember anything that. I don't remember the grades you guys gave, but I did actively listen to it.
Okay. Uh, uh, just what do you have a take that you want to give, or do you want to think about it?
Yeah, give me a minute
Okay.
to
All right.
put it together here.
Okay, then while we're waiting for that, let's do a recalibration matrix. Uh, so sometimes when we do a character, we either don't take into full effect how they're going to impact the meta, or that character gets errated, or sometimes we're just plain wrong. And when that happens, we like to go back and give a new score based upon our knowledge, having played with them for a little bit, and do a recalibration on our grade. And we do that here in this zone called the recalibration matrix. Um, and today we're going to be talking about Rhino, who we were just talking about. Um, I think that we gave him pretty middling scores when we actually did the episode, and Rhino deserves a lot more than middling scores. I think part of it is that when we did the episode on Rhino, the card "This is a Robbery" had not come out yet, and that card is essentially stapled to the back of his card. It is an amazing tactics card. To those of you who don't know what "This is a Robbery" does, it is a tactics card where you can pay 2 power to use it, and Rhino can target an enemy holding an objective token. That enemy drops that objective token or any objective tokens they are holding, and then Rhino throws that opponent range 4. No, sorry, that's not correct. Throws them medium. That is correct.
Range 4.
Range 4. No, that would be insane. He throws them medium, which is still a good throw. And that card, it is so useful. It you can use it to get an opponent off a point, and they drop the objective tokens they're holding. You can use it if you want to if you just need to do one more damage to an opponent after having done a couple attacks. You can use that to throw them against a wall or throw them against another person to do that extra point of damage. This card is exceptionally useful, and it is why people bring Rhino in other factions than the factions he's in. Rhino is also very tough. Like, I think that part of why we gave him a middling score is his defenses are bad. They're 3, 3, and 2. But he has a lot of health. He has 13 health, and he reduces damage down to a minimum of 1. And then his power economy is off the scale. Like, he gets power every time that he takes damage. He gets an extra power if he is not dazed in the process of taking that damage. And he has aggressive to help him move up the board further, although you don't. He's got other ways to move with Stampede and with his attack that places him. He's always everywhere on the board, and he is a huge scenario presence. Okay, I've talked way too much. Brad, what's your take here on Rhino?
All I have to say is I won the 2 games where I did not take Rhinobbery and lost the game where I did take Rhinobbery. Case closed.
Okay, all right, real. All right then, uh, Brandon. I know that you've played a lot of Rhino. What's your take here?
I've played a little bit, right?
Yeah, you've played a little bit.
I've played a little bit. Yeah, I mean he's great. You just have to accept the fact that he's not a punchy model. I think that's the biggest problem when people look at him is they want to do like a lot of attacking. He's arguably the second best scenario piece in the game, and you need to play him as such.
Yeah, I agree. Steven.
Oh well, Rhino. He does everything that you need him to do. Actually, in my games that I had against Robbie, he actually did a lot of damage. Um, I mean, he did his little charge, and then he went into somebody, dazed them, got enough power, threw something at Emma, and then punched Emma, and she was out. I mean, it was and he got from a side point D to their back point D just doing that. I
Yeah.
mean, his movement is just
His
unparalleled.
his mobility is off the charts. And something I didn't even bring up is he can throw a size 4 terrain piece.
Correct.
Like he's got a little bit of everything. Um yeah, I mean Rhino's an absolute stud on in this game. I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna recalibrate whatever I gave him previously to a straight up A, and unabashed A. Steven, what are you gonna recalibrate him up to?
A minus. I think he suffers from the same thing that Bill does, is that everybody takes him because they think he's good all the time, and that's not the case. He's good most of the time. I will say that, but
Yeah.
I think he does have some flaws. I mean, he doesn't want to see convocation, right? So, but um, but they're far and few between.
Yeah. I think it also should be stated that all four of us have played Rhino in our lists. Just because of how generally useful he is. Brandon, what are you gonna recalibrate Rhino up to?
I would like Brad to go first.
Brad, what are you going to recalibrate Rhino up to?
F. No. You said up. Why? You're assuming up.
I am assuming up. You're right. I'm assuming up.
Yeah, I thought we were downgrading this model. I'm really confused.
Yeah. F. No. A minus. Just because he can't do everything.
I mean, yeah, you're correct. He can't do everything.
He's heavily splashed and should be, but he can't do everything. A minus.
Okay. Brandon.
You're all wrong. This is an A+ model.
I mean, yeah, I thought I was holding back a little bit when I gave him just an A. He is usually the second model I take in every Spider Foes list that I build, and the first model is my leader. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he's actively the second best scenario piece in the game behind Black Cat. He's hard to kill. He's got a ton of health. He has a ton of movement. He's got terrain throw. He's got an amazing tactics card. He has out of activation moving. He's got damage reduction. He has extra power gaining. Like he does everything you'd ever want from a model, and he can play in any list. There's a reason he's probably the second most played model in the game behind Beta Ray Bill. The argument is he an A+ or an S? He's not an A minus. He's not an A. So that's my opinion.
I want to say that I do agree with you, although I am going to stick with what I've heard. Okay. That was us talking about Rhino. We recalibrated him up quite a bit because he's very good. Brandon, have you had any time to think about Silver Sable?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't. I mean, I think she's fine. My biggest concern with Silver Sable is I'm not sure if she gets splashed a lot. Because I do think I think a couple of the things, I think she's gonna have trouble with power. And I think she's going to die pretty easily. And like I think you're gonna have to play her really correct to make sure she doesn't die, which is not a bad thing. But I think she's just gonna be a hard splash model. I don't know really where or if she's gonna have like an amazing home anywhere.
I mean, I think she'll have a home in Defenders.
I don't, not at 4.
Okay.
Like the threat's gonna be really tough, like because she's fighting for a space with some really really good models, one of which comes in the same box as her.
Right. Yeah, you're right. The she comes in the same box. Yeah.
Shang-Chi's absolutely bonkers, but we'll get to that whenever they give us that card.
Yeah.
It's because your leader's a 4, and then you have Shang-Chi, and if Namor is playable and he's a 4, like you're just in a really clouded 4 because there's a lot of other really good 4s like Rhino and Beta Ray Bill. I think you're gonna have to. She's gonna be competing with out of affiliation models, I think, and it's gonna be really tough to bring her because there's nothing extraordinary about it. Because if you want a range 5 attack, I think you just play Winter Soldier. I do like her backside a lot more than her front side, but I don't like her getting to her backside because I don't think she's going to be super hard to take care of, especially with all the terrain throws. Like hiding behind 3s and then getting a 3 thrown into you seems really bad because you're always going to be kind of near a 3 for the sniper nest. So I think she's going to be really tricky. I think she's going to be a really tricky character to play, and I think it might make her a lot worse than she actually is because she is going to be a really complicated play.
Okay then. All right. Do you have a letter grade you want to give her?
C plus.
C plus. Okay.
C+.
All right. Well, let's move on. Brad, do you have any trivia where you can hold it over my head and say Fred's bad at knowing anything about comic books?
I do, Fred. That's exactly what I have today. So,
Oh boy.
here's how the game works. I give Fred 3 trivia questions. There's the base question. If Fred gets it right, he gets 4 points. Then there's a hint. If Fred gets it right, then he gets 3 points. Then if he can't get it right after that, Brandon gets a shot at answering the question for 2 points that go to Brandon. And then if Brandon can't get it right, then Steven can answer it for 1 point. And then Steven gets that 1 point. Fred needs 7 points to win.
Okay.
Fred cannot borrow points from Brandon or Steven anymore. He has to get them all on his own.
Wait, hold on. What?
Okay, fine. Your team, you get to share points.
Okay.
Is that better, Fred?
I was counting on those. I don't know anything. I was counting on Brandon and Steven to carry us through this.
Okay. Your first question, as long as you don't have any questions about the game, Fred. Great. This character once broke into the gym where an external Kendra lives to ask her out on a date. Externals are mutants that live forever, and Kendra has put her soul into a gym for reasons.
When you say gym, my first thought was GYM.
No, GEM.
Yeah, okay. This character broke into a gym.
Yeah.
In order to ask a person out on a date.
Yes.
An external out on a date.
Yeah. Who are mutants that get, every time they die, they're reborn, and then they're basically fine. Like Apocalypse is an external.
Okay.
Probably the most famous one.
I'm gonna say Iceman.
Incorrect. Your hint. This character is often compared to a similar DC character who has the same profession, a similar code name, but a different personality.
The same profession, a similar code name. Oh no. Okay.
This is a really good hint.
I've got no idea. Now I'm thinking about DC characters instead of Marvel characters. That's not the right place to be. I'm gonna say Taskmaster.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
Okay, Brandon, for 2 points, do you know the answer to this question?
I didn't even hear the first hint he broke. What was the hint?
The hint is this character is often compared to a similar DC character who has the same profession, a similar code name, and a different personality.
And he broke into a GEM to ask somebody on a date.
I just want to point out that I have not specified a gender, but yes.
Sorry. Yeah,
Yes, I have
they.
not specified a gender.
Okay. Similar DC character. Similar name.
Similar code
Same
name.
similar code name, same profession, completely different type of character. Is that right?
Yes.
Different personality. Not completely different, but different
Personality.
enough.
It's this dead air that's killing me. We got
I'm sorry. I'm looking at lists of our characters in this game
So cheating.
because
I
no, I'm looking at a list of characters. How's that cheating?
Cheating.
It's not cheating. Is this person tattooed on my body?
I do not think so.
Okay, that makes it more complicated.
Yeah, I said similar code name.
Okay.
Code name.
Yeah. All right.
Because everything else
Yeah.
fits that other character.
Yeah. Everything else was good. Dude, I don't think I have a clue. Steven, are you gonna be able to hold this one up? Do you have a?
I don't know. I've got a guess. So I mean, throw your dart.
My dart was eliminated on the guess here. This is not helping at all.
I almost want to say that we need to make a new rule that we're not allowed to look at a list of characters.
Why wouldn't we be able to look at a list of characters?
It takes too
'Cause it
long.
creates dead air. Yeah, it creates
That's-
dead air.
Oh my god. Well, then you talk and then I'll guess when I'm done looking at this list.
Well, okay.
No, I'm gonna guess Moon Knight.
No. Okay, Steven, who do you have as a guess?
The only guess I have is Deadpool.
That is
That's
the one Brandon thought too.
That's the one that's
Okay.
tattooed on my body. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Well,
Uh,
I'm not familiar with your tattoos. I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah.
you're fine.
So-
I asked it because the only person who probably knew that was Brad. So
I did know that as well.
Yeah.
for the listeners at home, same profession, similar real name, but different personality would be Wade Wilson, Deadpool, and Slade Wilson, Deathstroke. So that.
Oh my gosh.
So thinking about that, yes, that almost fit. But these have a similar code name, not real name. So the correct answer is Black Cat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the DC character is Catwoman,
Is Catwoman.
who is also a thief, is cat themed. But they have different personalities. There's
Okay.
some similarities there, but not a lot. Okay, so Fred, you gotta knock these next two out of the park to have a chance to win.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Because you need 7 points, and most you can get 4.
We have 0 at the moment.
And yeah, he has 0 points so far. This character started as a gimmick to put on covers, but was popular enough that they made them an actual character. To explain why they are wearing shorts and not full pants, they had a scene where their tailor told them that they ran out of fabric.
What? Okay, so it's a person who's on the front of covers who wears shorts instead of pants. Who wears shorts instead of pants? Is it She-Hulk?
That is incorrect.
Okay.
Your clue. This person is from our world and knows they are in a comic now.
Oh boy, my She-Hulk. I'm glad that I used She-Hulk before.
Because you would
It's
think it
Gwenpool.
was now.
Is it Gwenpool?
It is Gwenpool. 3 points for
Hey.
Fred.
Hey.
Very good.
Okay.
Yeah, the characters get freaked out when she calls them by their real names. It's kind of funny.
The fun thing is, I felt like that first hint you gave basically was like it's that box between like her and Squirrel Girl.
Oh. Yeah, your third question, Fred. This character
Okay.
started as an extreme 90s character and a psycho. His first appearance has him infiltrating a base by mailing himself in a box. Shortly after this appearance, a different writer gave him the personality we all know today.
Is it the Punisher?
That is incorrect.
Okay.
Your hint. This character once married the Queen of the Monsters and became co-ruler of said monsters. In one possible future, they have a kid together that takes on her dad's mantle and uses it for evil while imprisoning him for years. She's taken down by her half-sister and their dad is freed. The dad is the
Okay,
character.
so I know that we've discussed this character. I remember this being a point that you brought up in the comic books. Now, that being said, I do not remember what character it was.
Well, you're going to have to guess.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Is it Black Bolt?
It is not Black Bolt.
Okay.
Okay, Brandon, do you know who this is?
Is it Sin?
It is not Sin, who is the dad of a character from the future.
Oh, yeah, I thought you said it was her dad. Never mind. I fucked up.
Okay, Steven, do you have an answer?
I do not. I am at a loss.
Oh, boy. Well, Brad, who was this?
This one's Deadpool.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. This one's Deadpool.
Okay, then.
Okay, your bonus question, which is worth 4 points today, Fred. What do these characters have in common?
Okay, let's see. We got Black Cat, we've got Gwenpool, and we've got Deadpool. Wait, what is Black Cat's real name? Can I ask that question?
Felicia Hardy.
Okay, it didn't help. Okay. What do these three have in common? They are not all mutants. They're definitely not. They're. I said they're not that. This is a tough one.
I don't think you're going to get the bonus today, Fred.
I'm probably not gonna get this one. There are no Gwenpool's a 4-point. I was about to guess they're all 3-pointers, but Gwenpool's a 4-pointer. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I have no clue.
Brandon or
would be
Brandon or Steven?
They all talk in third person.
No.
They all break the fourth wall.
No. That's definitely
Okay.
not true for Black Cat.
Yeah, I was like,
Two
two
of
of the
them.
three do.
Yeah. It's a good guess, at least.
It was a guess, yes.
Okay, well, we've...
I've
Steven,
got
you
nothing.
have-
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm-
These characters are all queer in some way. So Black Cat is bi, Gwenpool is asexual, and Deadpool is pansexual.
Okay, then. Did
I-
not know that.
I thought for our first game in Pride Month that would be a good
I like
thing.
it. I know very little of Black Cat in the comics, which is why I was like, I could connect the other two like a million different ways, but I could not bring Black Cat into it.
Right. Same. Okay, then. Well, we just lost. Thank you, Brad. We'll have to do better in the future. And, yeah, that was a good game. Okay, well, I guess the only thing that we have left to talk about is the person that we are here to talk about today. And that person is Black Panther, chosen of Bast, otherwise known as T'Challa. His defensive stats are 3 across the board. He has 5 stamina on both sides of his card. He has a threat value of 3, size 2, and a movement speed of medium. All right, Brad, why don't you do his attacks?
Uh, his first attack is Panther Strike. It's Mystic, range 2, 5 dice, cost 0. Gain power equal to damage out, Wild Bleed. His second attack, Spirit Predator, is also Mystic, also range 2, but 7 dice, cost 4. It has Wild Hit Finisher. After the attack is resolved, this character can make a Panther Strike attack. This character may reroll any number of its attack dice during that attack.
Okay, Steven, why don't you do the first 2 superpowers?
Okay, first power we have is Pounce. It will cost you 2. It is an active superpower. This character is thrown short. It does not suffer damage if it collides with another character or terrain feature. This superpower can be used only once per turn. And then we have a reactive superpower inside of the Ancients. It will cost 1 power. When this character rolls dice while interacting with an objective token, it may use the superpower. This character may reroll any number of its dice, including failure results.
Okay, all right, and Brandon, why don't you finish the card?
He has stealth. You see it to be within 3 to attack him. He has superior agility. Enemy characters cannot modify attack dice when targeting this character with attacks, and he is a wall crawler.
Okay,
And nothing changes on the back, right?
I'm pretty sure that nothing changes. I think it is exactly the same.
Yeah.
In every way.
I'll be honest. That's the first time I had looked at the back just now.
That is the card for Black Panther, Chosen of Bast. All right, what is my first thought is this is it's nice for Wakanda to have access to mystic attacks. I mean, they have access through cards, but this is an innate character that has mystic attacks on his card. All right, this is tough for me because I don't have a lot of experience with Wakanda, and I don't know how exactly this character is going to fit into that faction. Steven, what do you think about Black Panther, Chosen of Bast?
If you take him, at least you can have the option of choosing another leader.
That's true. You can. This is the Black Panther. I mean, you could take either of the other Black Panthers with Killmonger, the leader Killmonger, or oh gosh, what's his name? M'Baku. Yeah.
This model is amazing under M'Baku.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is an M'Baku model.
Yeah. So, but it's one of those things where, you don't have that. It doesn't take up your brain cells. You're like, okay, I'm going to throw this T'Challa down, so my leader's either M'Baku or Killmonger. So it makes things simpler. That's all. Nice to have Mystic Attack. Still has the Pounce. So, and a good objective runner. So.
Yeah, that objective rule is nice. Like, how many times have you rolled on sword base and thought, well, if I could re-roll that, it would be nice, but this guy can do it.
Also, he's a medium mover, but we also have to state he is on a medium base also. So even though the other 2 Black Panthers have long movement, he kind of makes up for it a little bit.
I did not know that. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, because he's got a cat on a wild. Is it a panther? It's almost certainly a panther on his base with him. All right, Brandon, what are your thoughts here looking at T'Challa, Chosen of Bast? Black Panther, Chosen of Bast. Oh my gosh.
I mean, you got it there. It just took a second. Yeah, I think this model is really, really good under M'Baku and Wakanda. I think he will see the least amount of his play in Wakanda. I think this model's really, really good in Shield. Which he should be affiliated with because of the tactics card.
Huh.
That I'm trying to pull up because I don't remember. We didn't go over the tactics cards. Should we be going over like the 5 tactics cards that this model has?
Yes. Yeah, we should go over them. I was in the process of pulling them up myself.
I don't remember what the one's called, which is problematic because it no longer has a new tag.
Oh boy, you're right. That is I don't either. I don't remember what that one's called. Well, uh, I guess we should go over. Let's go over the three that we know about that are new. Um, and give me a second. I'll do some searching. I'll track that one down. Uh, the first one is called King's Command. That's new that we know about. That's going to be in this box. It is a Wakanda specific card. It is active, and during their activation, an allied character with an active Wakanda leadership ability may spend 4 power to play this card. This round, once per turn, when an allied Wakanda character makes an attack, after the attack is resolved, it gains 1 power. This is just a nice way to distribute power to the rest of your team. I guess is my thoughts on this. Um, it costs 4, which is quite steep, but your leader might make more than 2. You probably do this on the turn that you plan to do, if you can afford it. On the turn you plan to do Wakanda Forever, because that'll just maximize the number of power that this generates. What is everyone's thoughts on this? What is your thoughts on this card, Brad?
Um, it's even better if those characters can then Wakanda for what is it called? Wakanda Forever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the free attack one. Yeah.
yeah, and then that gets them an extra power. Your leader might not be able to after spending 4 power to play this card, but everyone else should at some point be able to.
I mean, Wakanda Forever is the cheapest one of those. I think it's only 1 power, right?
If
So
it's
if the
only
leader
1
has
power,
5,
then your leader probably can.
yeah,
Because they also get power back from this card.
correct.
I don't know. It seems
So
like a pretty good card.
yeah, it's a good way to get lots of power on your guys. Brandon, what do you have any thoughts on this?
I mean,
Card?
I think it's good. The other card is called the Invaders. It's technically a Namor card in this box. It's a Shield affiliated card. I guess the assumption could be that they are both Shield affiliated. They also could both have another affiliation that they're both in.
They could both be Wakanda affiliated.
I'm a little confused.
They can both be Defenders as well.
It does not have it. It is after deployment, an allied Namor the Submariner or Steve Rogers Captain America may play this card.
Yeah.
Yeah, Namor's in this box.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So you could try to assume that Namor being
I see what
Shield
you're
would mean
saying.
Black Panther could also be Shield.
That because Namor is Shield, Black Panther may also be Shield. That might be the affiliation they have together.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that you were saying that the card had something to do with Black Panther chosen a Bast. I misunderstood your intention.
Yeah. It was just a Shield card. It indicated that the Namor is at least Shield, that it would make sense as an invader that Black Panther would fit in that category.
Did anybody read the panel to play?
No,
I didn't.
I didn't read the whole thing.
I didn't have internet. This is the first time I've seen this card. I just got internet really back like yesterday.
Because in the panel to play, they gave his affiliations.
Oh, did it?
What are his affiliations?
His affiliations are Avengers, Defenders, Midnight Suns, and Wakanda.
So they'll both be them both being Defender makes me way more happy.
Okay then.
Shield.
So it's Defenders is their crossover.
Should be their crossover. I'm gonna be real pissed if Namor's not a Defender. I'm just gonna make that real clear. You want to hear a rant? Tune back in when Namor's not a Defender.
Okay, well, I don't want to get too far away from King's Command. Steven, do you have anything you want to add to King's Command?
I think it's not going to make your 5, and it might not even make your 10. The cost is too high, and Wakanda already has really, really good cards.
That is absolutely true. They definitely have lots of good cards. And this one is just a way to get more power on your people. So it's not like a really super changey effect.
Yeah.
I don't. I think that it is nice to have lots of extra power, though. I don't know. I don't know enough about Wakanda to be able to talk about their power economy. I don't. I also don't want to get too far away. Before I let Brad talk about this character, because I did skip over Brad. Um, Brad, do you
Yeah,
have anything that
you
you want to
also
say about?
always you also always make me go last when people have already said all the things about the character, and
Hey, Brad, someone's got to go last.
I have nothing left to say. Yeah, but you can ask someone smarter like Brandon to go last so that he can come up with something that no one else has said instead of me,
Okay.
who doesn't care about anything that's not a mutant.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, we can go past you if you don't want.
Insights of Ancients is really good, and it's really
It
Yeah.
is.
cool, and it's new, and it's not like anyone else, and I think that's awesome.
We had a similar power on oh gosh, what's his name? The
Heimdall,
guy with the eyes. Heimdall. Yeah.
the guy with the eyes.
And Heimdall can let other people do it.
He can. It's more expensive.
Right. And yeah. Hey, I've got another question real quick just looking at this. It does not say can only be used once per turn. Can you just keep doing it? Like if you keep like if
It's
you
a reactive power, so you can only do it once per interaction.
okay, okay. Cuz the all
But
right, that
if
makes
you
sense.
interacted with multiple things, you could.
Right. If you were standing on one, interact, then move to another one, interact, you could
Yeah.
do it on both of them.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to the next card that is coming out in this box. That card is called Strength and Cunning. It is a Wakanda specific card. It is reactive. When an enemy character picks up an objective token, Black Panther, Chosen of Bast, and M'Baku may each spend 3 power to play this card. M'Baku throws himself short towards the enemy character that picked up the token. If M'Baku collides with the enemy character, he does not suffer damage from the collision. Then, if the enemy character suffered damage, Black Panther, Chosen of Bast, may advance his speed towards M'Baku. This is also an expensive power. It gives M'Baku a pounce, which is great. Pounces are very good, but it means that uh, Black Panther, Chosen of Bast, is spending 3 power in order to advance, in order to maybe advance towards the character who picked up an objective token. I do like that as the trigger, though.
It's
It
also
makes you
2 out of turn, out of activation moves.
that might daze the character who did it. It's possible they daze them with the throw, with M'Baku's pounce, I should say.
You
Yeah,
know what's
I could.
redundant on this card?
What's that?
M'Baku doesn't suffer collisions with people.
Oh,
Yes.
does he not?
Yeah.
This M'Baku doesn't. But when they make another M'Baku,
Yeah, I mean, so it does just say M'Baku. Yeah, because I bet his name
His name, he's
is the exact
M'Baku.
same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I I see that the more I think about it, the more useful I think this card is because it is a lot of power. It's 3 from each of them, but it's 2 out of activation moves, and you may daze the person who picked up. It is a good trigger. Like when an enemy character picks up an objective token, you could do that. You make your opponent really question whether they want to pick up that objective token. You know, like if they're near enough to M'Baku that he could hurt them, and they have like 1 or 2 hit points left, maybe they question it. I don't know. I like this card. I think it's pretty solid. Well, what is everyone else's opinion? What's your opinion, Brad?
I don't think it's ever going to get played. It's fun. I don't think it'll get played seriously.
Okay, okay. Brandon.
I think the 3 power on each is going to be tough. Wakanda's got so many good cards though, so I think it's going to be tough to play. Out of activation moves are amazing though, and really powerful in this game.
Yeah. Steven.
Yeah. No, nope, not this one. This is very kitchen table. This is not going to see play at all.
Okie dokie. All right, so that was strength and cunning. And the third one that we know is in this box is wisdom of the ancestors. It is an unaffiliated card. It is active. T'Challa or Shuri may spend 3 power to play this card. This round, when the character that played this card rolls attack, defense, or dodge dice, it counts skull results in its total successes. I mean, this is nice. Uh, you almost certainly do this on the turn you do Wakanda Forever to maximize your number of die throws, but it costs 3 on Shuri
Fred,
or yeah.
this card's worth paying 3. This this
Listen.
card's great.
This okay.
This card's the best of the bunch.
Okay.
By far.
Yeah, it's not even close.
All right.
The fact that this is unaffiliated is bonkers.
And you
Oh,
can
yeah.
play it on King T'Challa.
Well, any of the Black Panthers.
Yeah. Especially the one that does the
Oh, yeah.
rerolls. The 4
Yeah,
threat one.
who could do Mantle of the Black Panther?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, you guys are right. It's not. It says T'Challa or Shuri, so it's not either one of them. They can't both do it. It's one of them chooses to do it, but still, okay.
I doubt you use it on Shuri.
'Cause
Yeah.
she's usually using her power.
You don't
other
use it
ways.
on this Shuri.
Exactly.
There you go again. Okay, so that's wisdom of the ancestors.
It is surprising to this point that we have 3 T'Challa Black Panthers and no Shuri or T'Chaka Black Panther.
Right. Yeah. Why? I don't know enough about the characters. Why did they do a third T'Challa Black Panther instead of a new, like, it could have been just like Brandon said, it would have been perfectly acceptable to make this his father. Is there some interaction that I'm not seeing between
If this
Black
was
Panther?
not a T'Challa, it might have made both the other Black Panther leaderships entirely too good. That's the only thing I can think of.
Okay.
Even as stands, M'Baku, Chosen of Bast, Shuri, Okoye is an amazing start at 12 points.
Oh yeah, that's only 12 points. Wow, that's
Yeah.
an amazing 12 points.
Yeah, and Wakanda already has the highest win percentage on like Longshanks. Like, it might have been too good to have him under the other Black Panthers. Is the only reason I can think of this being T'Challa and not T'Chaka. Or it would have made no sense for this to have been Shuri, but T'Chaka.
Okay then. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Does anyone have anything else they want to say about this particular Black Panther? I think that we kind of rushed through his particular card. I did want to say his defensive tech is stealth and that they can't reroll defenses. And he otherwise has only 5 stamina on both sides and defenses of 3, 3, and 3. I think that's kind of in the fragile category. I think that's not too much to his detriment. I mean, stealth is very important, but I'm worried that he is going to die pretty easily. And otherwise, I think that he's pretty dang solid. I love that he gets that spender is very good, and it's probably even better under First Avenger in Avengers leadership.
You would
Like
hope.
What?
You would hope.
Yeah, it's almost a guarantee 2 attacks and getting full rerolls on his second attack. Both of which would get him an extra power under the King's Mantle or King's Command card.
The one that's Wakanda only.
Well, yeah, you're right. All right, well, I just wanted to say my piece there. Does anyone have anything else they wanted to add about Black Panther Chosen of Bast?
I would like to say he would have been great affiliated in Shield, but he's also going to be really good affiliated in Midnight Suns and Defenders.
Yeah, Midnight Suns. That's interesting.
He would have been bonkers in Shield, though. That might have been a good reason not to put him in Shield, but he's going to be really, really good and really, really good and under Daredevil and Defenders.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's give this guy a letter grade. I'll go first. I like him. I also he has a good attack suite that are mystic attacks. He's got an interesting ability that lets you re-roll on scenario interactions, which can be the difference between winning and losing a game. Let's be honest. And he has a pounce, which is always a very good ability. I like him. I'm going to give him a straight B because I do worry that he is going to be pretty fragile. His attacks are only range 2, and that doesn't like meld well with stealth. All right, Brad. What are your thoughts here? What's your letter grade?
B.
B. Okay. Brandon, what are your thoughts? What's your letter grade?
B plus.
Okay. All right, B plus. And Steven.
I'm with Brandon on this one. I'm at a B plus also.
Okay.
Thank you. I thought I was going to be the highest for 2 things in one day, and that's not okay.
All right, that is Black Panther Chosen of Bast.
Something we didn't mention, I don't think, or put enough emphasis on. Mystic attacks and the affiliations that he is affiliated in are going to be very, very, very relevant.
Yeah, especially in Wakanda.
This will be the first Mystic attacks in Wakanda affiliated, which is extremely relevant.
That are not attached to a tactics card.
Yeah, that bad tactics card, yeah.
Right, yes.
I forgot it existed.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Hey, Brad. Do you have any comic books that feature Black Panther Chosen of Bast?
Well, I mean, not Black Panther Chosen of Bast because that's the thing they made up for the game. But Black Panther, sure. I've done Black Panther before, and I recommended 2 runs of comics. And I tried to find 2 stories today that were not parts of those 2 runs of comics. So I have 2 stories from a different run of comics. Both of these are from Black Panther 2005, but they are different creative teams. So it's kind of like you're getting 2 different things here. The first one is 14 through 18, Bride of the Panther by Reginald Hudlin and Scott Egan. And I always try to get some sort of X-Men connection in here. Most of the time. Well, this is it. This is Black Panther and Storm's wedding in the middle of the Civil War that the superheroes are having. Everyone's invited.
The one that they got annulled because the Avengers were against Wakanda. Not Wakanda. We're against the X-Men.
Yeah, very good, Fred. You remember from like last week or the week before when we talked about that.
2 weeks ago.
That's still impressive for Fred.
It is.
Yeah, it's above average.
He also remembered all 3 characters when it came to the bonus question today. Everyone's invited to the wedding, but they have to behave, no fighting. Because they're having a civil war.
How everyone do you mean everyone?
All the superheroes. They're having a civil war. They're fighting each other.
Okay.
But they all get invited to the wedding anyway. They just have to like put aside their fight for however long it takes to get married.
Okay.
Fred, how long was your wedding?
What? Did you ask Fred? Did you say
Yes,
Fred?
I said Fred.
I am unmarried.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I asked
You're
the
getting
wrong
real
person.
close to being like legally married without having to do anything.
That's not a
Like,
thing
you're
in
getting
West Virginia.
Come on, we're supposed to make Fred be married, all right? It's
Okay. The second
Who are
one
you, Ray
is 39 through 41 of the same run. This is called See Wakanda and Die. This is by Jason Aaron and Hefte? Paulo? Maybe? Anyway, the Skrulls are invading Earth, and they go to try to conquer Wakanda, which has never been conquered before. And but the Skrulls have a far superior force. They have spaceships and ray guns and can morph to look like other people. And so it's Wakanda fighting a much superior force, and you get to see T'Challa be a great leader, fighter, and strategist.
Okay. Is it the Skrulls invading Earth?
Yes.
Is this is that Secret Wars? Is that what that
Secret
is?
Invasion.
Secret Invasion.
It's Secret Invasion. The TV show is nothing
Okay.
like the comics.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Brad, for those comic book recommendations. Brandon, where do you think Black Panther Chosen of Bast would really excel that he's not affiliated with? And I think
Shield.
you've already answered this.
Yeah, I think it's Shield. We were talking about that before Brad realized that he had to go run an errand. With Namor being Shield, the possibility of him being Shield was kind of insane to think about. Black Panther, he does a lot of things that Shield wants in the way Shield wants to play. If you're playing an objective-based game, he still can be pretty attrition-y. The biggest thing is going to be the complications on the 5 health. But I think he does fit in really well with Shield.
I have another place he might be good.
Where's that?
Convocation.
Okay. Just to
As
be more Mystic Attacks and Convocation?
well as an objective runner, because Convocation has one problem, and that's called Mutant Madman.
Yeah. Okay.
But he gets the rerolls, right? And he's
Yep.
a 3 physical defense, even on
Right.
the energy defense ones. So, but yeah, he brings mystic attacks. He brings stealth. So just a little upgrade for Convocation if you think about it.
Okay. All right. Well, those were some places where Black Panther Chosen of Bast would really do well. And I think that the only thing that's left is my non sequitur recommendation. I'm just gonna talk about something that I watched just recently because I loved it, and that was Godzilla -1. It's now streaming on Netflix.
Finally!
It is now streaming, and I watched it the day it started streaming, and it was fantastic.
And how did you watch it the day it started streming on Netflix?
Yeah, the day
Fred?
it started streaming, I of course rented it on demand because I didn't know it was streaming on Netflix. I saw a thing that said it was available on demand, so I just rented it that way. And you know what? I don't second guess it. I want to put some money into the pockets of Toho, the company that created it. It was worth paying for. I do not. I thought it
It
was
is
absolutely
worth paying to
paying.
watch. It is
Yeah, it was
100%
worth
worth
paying.
paying to watch.
It was great, Brandon. It was outstanding. I loved it.
I am very glad. Now if I can just get everyone to watch Cube, we'd all be in a happy,
Cube
loving
is a
world.
great movie.
The worst thing is Fred would enjoy it so much.
Now, I've seen the first Cube. I've seen.
Yeah, but you
Cube
need to
1.
watch. You need to watch at least Cube Zero.
Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. Well, on that note, let us move on to the next thing that is the end of the show. Oh my gosh, my brain is fried. I will see everybody later. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Play some games. Hopefully, play some games with Black Panther Chosen of Bast. And goodbye. Have a wonderful week.